If you own a car that is not a Tesla, chances are that you are carrying around with you a kind of a clunky item to open it. A key. Most of you own multiple keys, but what about pilots? Do they earn the right to carry Airbus or Boeing keys with them the day they earn their wings? Find out with me today in this episode. If you like the content, please make sure to subscribe. It helps me out a lot. Now let's get into it. Welcome to Airspace Explained.
One clear for takeoff.
Airplanes are majestic machines, and like most machines that are big and somewhat dangerous, they are protected against theft or misuse by the use of keys. While that is true for the small general aviation aircraft, you will be surprised about today's fun fact. Airlines do not have keys, neither on the doors nor on the flight deck. But isn't that highly dangerous? The aviation industry thinks it is not. An airliner is usually not parked in an area that is easy to get to. Usually it will be parked at a gate or stand of some form on a very secure airport. To get to it, you would have to pass through multiple layers of security checks that will prove an almost insurmountable obstacle. Should you make it to the plane anyways, chances are that you will not be able to turn it on properly. You see, starting up an airliner correctly is somewhat complex and involves a checklist that fills multiple pages. If you're interested in how it works, here's a video in it by BAA Training. It is about 15 minutes long. Link popping up in the top right corner. But even if you know how to do it, you will most likely find an airliner with almost empty tanks, since most airlines do not carry much more fuel than is needed for their respective flights. So if you find an aircraft at the gate that has recently arrived, chances are that you wouldn't get far with it. And lastly, you would need to get away from the gate somehow. If you watched my video on thrust reversers, you will know that you can theoretically just use reverse thrust to power back from the gate, but latest at that point you will probably alert everyone on the airport and the police response will be swift. Nevertheless, there are those who have tried and even succeeded in stealing airliners. Unfortunately, most of these incidents end in tragic deaths, like the one of a 29-year-old baggage handler from Seattle that took a Dash 8 turboprop aircraft for a spin and some aerobatics in 2018. He later crashed into a forest on a small island and died on impact. The reasons behind his actions were not resolved to date. Link to the accident popping up in the top right corner. So now you know why there are no keys to an airliner. If you have any other topics that you would like me to talk about, let me know in the comments down below. Also make sure to subscribe if you liked it. See you in the next one.